Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Owen talks about sports and movies. So thank you for checking out today's video. It always means a lot whenever you click on and watch and enjoy or whatever. So make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bells so you never miss out on any of the fun, yada yada, all that good stuff. So let's get into today's video. So Hamilton, which is a taped version of the 2016 Broadway show about Alexander Hamilton, major U.S. historical figure and his rise and his life and all of that, was just released on Disney Plus to stream, and it came out to outstanding, raving reviews, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's obviously really, really, really good, certified fresh. And it seemed interesting because I like art and cinema and stuff like this, even though it's a Broadway show, so it's not cinema, but you get what I'm trying to say. And, I just needed something new to watch since there really had been nothing new that had came out. And I'm interested in history, so it was really interesting, but I wasn't sure when I was going to get to it. But my beautiful, wonderful girlfriend, Emma, who is pictured here, absolutely loved it, was geeking over it. She just pushed and pushed and pushed, wanted me to watch it. So then I finally did last night. And so now this is going to be my Disney Plus Hamilton review. And there are major spoilers. So if you haven't watched it yet and you don't want to have it spoiled, make sure you come back and this video will still be up. Just come click it whenever you are done. All right. If you're still here, we're going to get into it. All right. So just overall first impressions, it was outstanding. It was really, 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 really just spectacular. Just period. Everyone in it is super talented. The plot and the story is all really engaging. See, I knew all of the historical stuff, like the actual timeline and events, but I did not know a lot of the personal stuff about Alexander Hamilton and all that. And my favorite thing about this production is just that it gives all of these historical figures, kind of brings them to life and gives them a lot of personality and spunk, which really kind of gets lost in translation in just like a normal history book or in a normal history class. And so I really appreciated that. It really gave you a personal connection to our history, which is always really nice. I always appreciate that. But the soundtrack, chock full of just bangers. Every single song is absolutely just top tier. Everybody can obviously sing. Everyone's super talented. And the way that they would sing a song and then they would bring that melody back into a later song and mix and weave and just really have it all fit, not only just so it sounds good, but from a thematic standpoint, every time they did that, it was for a purpose. Nothing was on accident or felt like it was misguided. Everything was just perfectly in place and so well put together. And overall, it was just awesome to watch. It's really fun to watch. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. But the last 10 minutes of that is just like credits and stuff, so it's really 2.5 hours. But it's a breeze, man. It is not slow. It is not long and drawn out and boring. It is super entertaining and engaging. All right, so that's kind of the non-spoiler part. So let's get into some specific spoilers. First off, hats off to Lin-Manuel. His last name escapes me. The guy who played Hamilton. He also wrote the entire play and everything like that, that's awesome to be able to write the story, have all these characters fit so well, and then turn around and fall into Alexander Hamilton perfectly. He embodied everything about Alexander Hamilton. And as far as Hamilton himself inside the play, like the character, very, in a way, Shakespearean tragic kind of character, a character that we like and we love, but ultimately has flaws that lead to his downfall. And, just his pride and his inability to just not let stuff go ultimately leads to his downfall. But he had a really nice character arc through, he you know, even through with all his flaws, he found peace in himself and finally let go. And then when he dies in the duel with Aaron Burr, who I'll talk about later, it was really sad. Even though I knew it was coming, just because I knew that's how he died in actual life. But he was really good to watch. Very entertaining, great lead, yada yada yada. But the star of the freaking show is Eliza Hamilton. Oh my gosh, dude. She sings this one song called Burn, broke my heart. After she finds out that Hamilton cheated on her with this other lady who was part of a scheme to extort Hamilton out of some money. That song and performance was really powerful. Just her performance throughout. She really is kind of she steals every scene she's in. Uh, Loved Eliza. She is kind of the solid rock, and she's trying to get Hamilton to come back and, just kind of relax for a little while, and he just won't listen, but she never gives up on him, and she's just so determined, and I love Eliza. Uh, I love everyone in this play, but another all standout is George Washington, but bald George Washington. I don't know why, but I just found that so funny that because you see him and he normally has all the hair or whatever, and he has nothing. Uh, so I really liked George Washington. He was really good. You know, Definitely embodied what history depicts George Washington as. This strong, noble leader, but kind and compassionate and not cold or anything like that. Totally just nailed what George Washington is in a lot of minds of people. He's kind of the all star of all these historical people, and he shows out in this. And then the other characters like Hamilton's adversaries, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, Aaron Burr. Those three together kind of plot and plan to try to dismantle Hamilton and everything he's trying to accomplish and whatnot. And I'm just going to deal with Thomas Jefferson and James Madison first, and then I'll talk about Aaron Burr. So Thomas Jefferson is just super electric and very entertaining, provides a lot of the energy and kind of the juice of the production. He's high flying and he's dancing and his hair is going all over the place. And then James Madison is kind of like his little right hand man that adds nice stuff and adds nice layers to the story and whatnot. My favorite thing about Thomas Jefferson is whenever him and Alexander Hamilton have their cabinet meetings, but it's set up like a wild and out showdown, and that was really funny. That was awesome. And Thomas Jefferson was really good, awesome, perfect. Wouldn't change anything about him or James Madison. Now Aaron Burr, who is Hamilton's main political rival throughout, friend turned enemy. Burr is kind of a really good foil to Hamilton, where Hamilton is so driven and so passionate and so stubborn, and he sticks to what he believes in no matter what, and he's going to do whatever it takes to protect himself first, and then maybe others later. Whereas Burr, they talk about this a lot, where he really doesn't stand for anything, driven, but just kind of one step behind because he doesn't have that same drive and just relentlessness that Hamilton exhibits throughout this production. And it's kind of, and I say he's a fool because it's almost like, that he would kind of be Hamilton if he didn't have that intense drive. Burr, he always seems one step behind Hamilton. And in the end, the one song he sings, Theodosia, was beautiful, really moving. And so, like for example, being one step behind, Hamilton is getting married to Eliza, and then at their wedding, Hamilton asks Burr if he's seeing anyone, and Burr's like, well, yes, but she's married to this British general or whatever. And then he talks about waiting for it. Whereas Hamilton, he would have never waited for it. He would have just gone and gotten it. And that's what Hamilton tells her. It's just a very interesting dynamic between the two of them. And then their duel at the end was really dramatic because it was really heartbreaking because these friends turned enemies. It was just sad to watch. And then other side characters, King George, the perfect comedic relief. Every movie has some comedy relief character. Some movies do it way better. Not that this is a movie, but pieces of entertainment. And King George was just an awesome outsider looking in with meta commentary and some of the things he says about George Washington, and he pokes at his own monarchy. And Jonathan Groff, who plays King George, is just so talented. He's Kristoff. He voices Kristoff in Frozen. So that was really fun. And King George, honestly, was one of my favorites, probably right up there with Eliza and George Washington. And then the other side characters, Hamilton's kind of crew at the very beginning, Lafayette, Hercules, and John, they all help him during the American Revolution, which, involves Hamilton and the even more prominent. So they're all really key and important. Lafayette is super entertaining, kind of like Thomas Jefferson, just not as prominent of a role. And then Angelica, who is Eliza's sister, is so smart and so intelligent. And, she kind of comments on the times. And it's really interesting to think how a smart woman like that would have been in that time period, where women didn't have the right to buy land or vote or, do a lot of things. So I thought that was really interesting, and I thought it was a great portrayal. So overall, absolutely loved Hamilton. Soundtrack, bangers. Just watch it for the soundtrack. You won't regret it. But the story and just everything was just perfect. So comment below what you thought about it, if you've seen it, and thanks for checking out today's video. I hope you liked Hamilton as much as I did.